If your nib's too slow and your ink won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to help you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Also, now I got the pen hangout. So I'm contacting people. Got to do this and we set up this and that.
Your mail day, and you got your pen mail.
And then,
you know that exactly.
Right, answer that. And then so we got the both of my groups on Facebook, and so like the pen pals, they'll write me and ask me questions. Believe it or not, I have a pen pal that is asking me personal questions. So I'm saying if they're getting too personal, you need to address it and just let them know you're not comfortable.
It's like any friendship, you know, you have a boundary, or whatever your boundaries are, you have to set.
You know your limits. Just let them know, you know.
Exactly.
So,
and well, no, there's no question about it. I know from my buddy Dave and you how much there is to making a pen review video. It is not a simple thing. It's just, okay, here it is. And you now remember your very first videos at that desk with that one little spotlight on you, and you would sit there at your desk. That's how I got hooked on the Larry Baronis, because you take that box and you go, okay, now I'm going to show you now. He said, well, look at I got in the mail this box, and look at blue, and I'm going to cut that box.
Yeah.
And you did that, and that's what hooked me on watching you, is because I knew that was the most passionate, that was the most exciting thing for you. You were extremely excited to open that box and see what was in it, and you knew it was a pen, but you know the fact that I knew that there was a passion there for this fountain pen hobby.
Even though I already know what it is, I'm so excited. Like Christmas morning, you're opening that box to actually see it right here in front of you and actually hold it, and then actually get to write with that jewel, you know. Wow, what a high is that, brother? Look, yeah. So
it's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's a fabulous hobby, and you do such great. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Announcer, because you know he really, you know, I know sometimes some of these fancy words that you struggle with the pronouncing and stuff, and he'll get in there and he gets up in there and he actually does a good job of.
I give it to him, yeah.
Now exactly.
I butcher him, yeah. Oh Lord.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't get.
Well, you're not some.
No,
Larry, you're not some Shakespearean. You're not some Shakespearean actor or nothing. You don't have to worry about pronunciation too much. Just you let Mr. Announcer handle that. You just show off the goods, and
I just say, oh hell, it's a pen or ink, whatever. It comes from Germany or Japan.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, so
exactly.
It's all about me.
That's right. Exactly. So, you know, as we get ready, as we're getting here, talking about music, I'm glad to hear that you. Our drummer bought a new thing called a Kahona drum, where it's like a box.
Yeah.
And you sit on that thing,
yep.
And you know that pedal's hooked up with that cable, and you, like a regular pedal, but you're sitting on it. It was amazing. He used it on one of these little small. We had a three-piece job, and he used it on there, and we mic'd it up, and it was amazing how well that thing sounded.
Yeah. I also have some djembe. A bigger one. Yeah, I use that, and you know, I sometimes like to muffle it, so I may get a towel to put over it, and so I can get different sounds from it. And then I might, depending where you hit on that djembe, to get that different note, that different sound, that different feeling. I got to feel it, man. You know, I mean, I just don't get on there and just blah, blah, blah. I got to feel what I'm playing. You know, we talk to each other. The drum and me, we talk to each other and communicate. So, like, if I was if we were playing, okay, you're going to have to be hot, because I'm going to feed off your energy. And when you give me that energy, I'm going to give you that energy back. And hopefully we're both going to and that's how I like people in the band. But play your heart out, baby.
Oh yeah. And that's what makes a band exciting, is when they're feeding off of one another. And And, you know, of course, it helps if you have a crowd that you're getting that energy back from them. I've played some gigs, and you know how that goes when there's nobody there but two people, and you do your. I mean, by the end of that night, I'm spent, exhausted, because you're putting everything out and not getting much back. Then there's been times when there's been a full house, and you know you played and you're sweating your ass off, and you played the gig, and then you're still ready to go.
Yeah.
Because you've gotten that, you know, that interplay, that energy back and forth. You know, I played on that driveway deal. Did you happen to see?
Yeah.
I'm doing that again this Friday. I'm going to do it again this Friday with some different musicians, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'll tell you what, it seems like it's been forever since I played a job, because I've been doing sporadically as this pandemic has kind of, you know, done away with all of our gigs. They canceled everything. This month I've got 4 or 5 lined up that I'm having to go out there, and not having to. I'm lucky enough to go out and play. So some of them are out there. It's that they're doing some public things now where we're doing outdoors. So, you
know, at one time we used to do a tribute every year for John Lennon on his death and his birthday.
Right.
We'd go out to Trinity Park, and we'd rent the park for so many hours, and we'll play all of John Lennon. Well, not all, as many as we can, just John Lennon stuff.
Right.
Even if he was with the Beatles, but mostly just when he went on his own, you know. And then we've done just George Harrison stuff, and a lot of Beatles stuff, but, you know, a lot of 60s, but a lot of 50s as well. I just love music, but that same energy I have in music goes into my pens. Same, just a different way of channeling it, you know.
Right.
But people need to understand that, first of all, I was a musician. I used to be the lead singer. I love that.
Well, you still are. You still are, Larry.
I can't run around stage anymore. I can't do that. You know, I'm on a cane and stuff. So all that has to stop. So I have to do the drums. And it's really so hard for me to stay still on drums. I'm all over the place, man. I'm just
all over the place. Yeah.
But again, it's like having a boring pen. If I have a boring pen and has a boring nib, I'm going to be bored to death writing a letter. That pen has to energize me. The nib, the ink, the paper, that whole formula has to come together and charge me up and power me up, and I'm gone.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about that the last hour. Exactly. It is a mix of all three together, and that magic when it happens. You know, for somebody that's not into writing, so somebody isn't into pens, they're listening to this, they're probably thinking these two guys are nuts. But you know what? People that do write with fountain pens and know what I'm talking, we both know, they know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It is something magical about that, and really the pen, if you think about it, how important it has been throughout history. You know, you've ended wars with a signature from a pen.
Correct.
I mean, you know, documents that have been signed that have changed the course of our history. It's just amazing. It's just amazing, and I'm happy that I'm in this hobby.
The things, sometimes I get comments like, well, you must be really rich to have pens like that. Well, no, I've said it many times. I'm not rich. I don't have any money. I'm a poor folk. I really am. I have to do a lot of saving for a high-end pen, a lot of saving. I may have to sell some bottles of ink, some other pens, some different notebook journals. I have some nice leather journals. I have to sell them, man, to get these pens. It's just like, okay, here's my credit card, $1,000, not a problem. So when you see me with a high-end pen, you probably say, okay, Larry, what'd you sell?
Right. Well, and don't get me wrong. I mean, the pens that I bought the same way. You know, the only thing is with me, I don't have any vices. I don't smoke and I don't drink.
Right.
I really don't spend my money on. I don't buy clothes, and well, I do buy clothes, but I don't. You know, I don't spend a lot. I'm not spending a lot on myself, and that's really my only. That's my only vice, or my only. What am I trying to say? It's my only thing I treat myself to.
Yeah, that's your thing. You know, I don't go to clubs.
Right.
When I did go to clubs, it's with the band. Oh,
Right.
why was that? That was just
Yeah.
so powerful, brother.
No more. No
Man,
more, Larry.
no, I wish we could have been together, do one damn gig together, and just burned up. I mean, we would have fired it up. That's
Yeah.
the same excitement I do with my letters and pen pals. I have that same energy. It's just a feeling that if you're really into writing letters, really, and not just writing a letter. Okay, I got a letter to write.
Right.
If you're really into writing letters and you're going to make a statement, and you really want your pen pal to know you, you're going to start writing. Let your pen pal know, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And let them things you like to do, things you don't like, things what places you've been, dreams, and people say, what do you write in a letter to people?
I get that all the time, Larry. I get that all the time. What do you write? Isn't it funny though? Once you start writing, it evolves. It just happens. It really does. And then when you get a response back, you're naturally going to respond to them. They're responding to you. You're responding to them, and so it just evolves. And I've never had a loss for something to write. I've never had any, like, what am I going to write this person? I mean, now I will say this. I have some pen pals that write 6 and 8, 7, 8 pages. And I've got some pen pals that'll write one A5 page, one side only.
Right. Yep.
So I generally respond in like. I mean, if I get a page of one A5 and they're just going to share a little bit, I'll send back a little bit. And I'm not going to have a 7-page letter for a one, because they're not interested in that much, communication. But the ones that write, you usually write about 4 pages. That's what I end up writing back to you. And so, because it averages all out, you're going to share in like to each other.
Well, one day I'm going to surprise you and knock your socks off. I'm going to write you 8 to 12 pages. Yeah, you're going to say, what the hell?
By the way, I'll be cussing you because I'll be wanting to buy all those inks. That's what I'll do.
That's right. Yeah. But people, there's always something to write. People, grab yourself 4 or 5 pen pals. Sit down. Right. If you like music or whatever you like, turn the jams on a little bit and groove to the sound and write letters to your pen pal. Get to know the pen pal. Get to know the person. Let them know you. You're never going to write out. You're never going to not know what to write. Let your pen do the writing for you.
That's right. That's right. You said it all right there, Larry. You said it all like that.
And let that pen do the writing for you. That pen will know what to do. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You said it right there. We couldn't have said it any better. And I hope that we can do another one of these. I'm hoping that we can actually bring in some more people that are interested in pen pals. Maybe we'll do a potential Zoom meetup with on your pen pal group on Facebook.
Let's plan on that. In fact, let's talk about that right now. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, and I'll get with you later.
Okay. That sounds good.
I'll be back, and we're going to open up a Zoom meeting and let people come in and join us.
Right, exactly. Because I think a lot of people are like you said, what are you going to write about? What do I do? How do I get started? Who do I write to? All those questions, we can answer those pretty easy. Those are really basic things. Obviously, people remember you can write your family too. I think people forget you can still send letters to your kids and to your grandparents or to your cousins or whatever. I write my relatives in Italy. And I get a chance to write in Italian. That's even more. That's even fun. So I write in different languages. It's kind of fun, and we'll be able to answer all those questions. We get a bunch of people in there, and we're going to probably learn a few things ourselves, Larry.
Oh, for sure. You always learn from somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the perfect person that knows everything, because you're going to learn from somebody else. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Or you can do that. I didn't know that. So. If you're one of those persons, well, I know everything. Well, this is the wrong channel for you to hang out with.
This ain't the person. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I was married once. I was told I know nothing. It's right.
People ask me on my channel and say, they're surprised that I haven't broke 10, 20,000 subscribers, because they just found me. They weren't looking for me. They were looking up something. Then they came across my channel.
Right.
And they checked me out, and then they subscribed. So
Right.
I think I've done everything I know how to do to get my channels out.
Well, I like I said, I think, well, you know, we discussed some stuff off camera, off recording, that, you know, maybe reaching some other people that I think is going to help out too.
Right,
And,
right.
you know, I will say this to anyone that's watching this YouTube video: if you haven't subscribed to Larry's channel, do so, because he's the content. I gotta say, you put out a massive amount of content. Seriously, I don't know any other reviewer that puts out as much content. Now your content's varied. I mean, you do the pen mail day, you do the Zoom meetups, you do the pen reviews, you do, you know, so many different
The
things.
pen pals and the pen group.
Exactly, you do it all, and
On
but it's
social medias.
every day you're man, you're on every day on YouTube. So but that shows, if you know, someone subscribes to your channel, they're going to get new content every day. You know,
And then I also do giveaways when I can. I've got pins.
absolutely, yeah.
I really haven't had time to do that. I've been
Right.
busy, you know, and then
Right.
dealing with my health issue, you know, to go up.
Well, that's the most important thing, Larry, that your health is the primary thing. Take care of it, because you can't do no reviews if you're down.
No. Sometimes I just shut down.
Sure.
And you know, a lot of times I may be feeling bad in bed, and if I can just make it in here and get my pen and just start writing, I feel better. No, the pain's not gone, but I feel a little better because I'm with my pen writing, you know.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something?
You know,
That's a fabulous feeling.
Writing letters is fun.
Yeah,
It's cool.
and I know it's not for everyone, and I'm not suggesting if you don't write letters, you're not enjoying your pens. That's not even remotely suggesting that. But I am saying that it really offers the ability to utilize your pens. And you notice when I write your letters, I use 5 or 6 different pens.
Yeah.
I don't know if you notice that. I do in paragraphs, obviously different colors, different inks.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I could write with one pen the whole letter.
Yeah.
But I've got so many. I've got probably 25 inked up. So I pick out 5 or 6 for a letter, and I use them, and then I put them aside. The next letter, I take 5 different ones, and so I rotate them.
Yeah, same here. But see, my problem is, like, I try to do a paragraph and then another paragraph. I forget, and I just write the whole page. Oh.
And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I use all my pens in different colors, so I forget. So I turn the page, next letter, I got a new pen.
Right,
do
right.
the same thing. What the heck?
It doesn't matter.
I did write some, I wrote a letter today, and I did break it down in paragraphs with different pens. Yay! Yay! So, any recommendations for writing letters or pen pals?
Well, you know, I think there's so many different groups. Your group obviously has been. I don't know why I missed your pen pal Facebook group. I don't know how I missed it. I joined it apparently because I'm a member.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I just all of a sudden recently I noticed it. I thought, well, where'd this come from? And I've been missing it all these years. So you know, but they have your Facebook group on there. They also have a Facebook group called Fountain Pen Friends.
Yes.
Now, Fountain Pen Friends has actually a document with everyone's address on there. I mean, they've got a, you know, you can download the file. It's everyone's address on there that's in that group that's provided their address. And if you just out of the blue say, hey, I'm going to, you know, to pick somebody and write to them, you can. Or you can go through that thing, and there's some people will describe who they are and what they like and what their interests are, and then you can write them. But there are so many opportunities, so many ways to find them. You know, there's people, and then if you can't find them there, you just like I said before, why don't you write some friends that have never gotten a letter, that you know they wouldn't expect a letter. They might expect a phone call, but sending them a letter or a card or a note might just change their day.
There's a friend of mine, and I can't give his name because I promised I wouldn't ever reveal him.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just what he wants.
Right.
his health is getting worse, and so he's not really able to write letters, but he has to email me.
Right.
And he had a real problem last week with the heart and everything. But he's a gentleman that sent me a couple of years back that beautiful Mont Blanc
I
vintage.
remember this. Yes, I do
I was
remember.
like, huh? When I opened the box, what the hell? What?
Yeah,
The
I
vintage
know.
1990 14K beautiful. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
It's there's the most giving people in this community, isn't it? I mean, you
Yeah.
said there's a fly in here. That's what you're seeing me do. But you find the most giving people in this community, and I just that's what I love about it. I mean, I get people donating. I've got some people. In fact, I was talking to one of my pen pals. She's a pen pal, but she's also in our meetup group here locally in Kansas City, and she's an inkophile. I mean, she's got inks like you would. I mean, you just she's got a book where she's swabbed and wrote all the inks that she owns, and any color you want that's in there. But she really does. Okay, and so I was talking to her, and she wanted to borrow one of my pens before she bought it. She said, "I want to borrow your custom 823 Pilot." She said, thinking about buying one, but I want to try one out first, and I know you have one. So I said, "Come by the house, pick it up." And she said, "I'm going to give you some inks to try out." And I started talking to her about a bicycle. I said, I got to get some more exercise. I said, "I need to go buy a bicycle." She showed up at my house with a bike on the back of her car. She said, "It's yours." She says, "It is $1,000 bike." It was a beautiful bike. And her husband is a cyclist, and her husband has 5 or 6 of them. She said, "We're not using this." And she said, "We want to gift it to you." So now it wasn't gifting a pen, but just the general nature of people in this hobby are very giving.
Right.
Okay. And I really, it meant a lot to me. But I anytime someone wants to borrow one of my pens, I'm welcome to share it. I love that,
Now,
that.
I'm very careful who I let borrow my pen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I won't mention the name, but I have gotten burnt on Facebook on a certain fountain pen group, and I wasn't the only one. Several people got burnt by one individual.
We know who you're talking about. I mean, I know who you're talking about. I know.
I got burned big time.
Yeah. No, I won't send my pen to anybody. I mean, if it's somebody in my group that I know and I know them real well, they've got nice pens themselves. They want to borrow some of my pens to try them out. I'm more than happy to do that. I would have no issues loaning you one of my pens if you wanted to try it out. So I mean, it's just yeah. But somebody at the office says, "Hey, let me try that out."
No. Now, you know what? I say, sure, here, you can try the ballpoint pen right here. There you go. Oh, you don't want that?
Yeah.
Okay. How about a gel pen?
I got a Pilot Preppy for you. How's that? There you go.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know about that. Wait a minute. I like my Preppy.
I like my Preppies and my Twisbees. That's right.
So let's go into journaling for a bit, and we're going to bypass, I guess, pen pals for a second here.
Okay. Yeah.
Journaling. People have told me, journaling? What do I write about in journaling? I said, my stars. It's open to the universe.
Yeah.
Anything and everything. You never run out of anything to write in your journaling. What goes on during the day? You have any high points, low points? Break it down the way you want it. You journal the way you want to journal.
Sure.
You have to go to a journal a professor, and I go to class to be a journalist. Okay.
I use this. This is my journal. You can see, it's at Nanami. It's a 7 Seas Rider.
Yeah, I had one. Yep.
Yeah, and it's got the Tomoe River paper in it. And I kind of struggled at first. I've got 2 journals. I just do 2 journals. I do that one, which is, like you said, what's going on in my day, what I did, anything of importance that meant something to me. I'll write about a page a day. Then I have my other journal. That I think we talked about this last time when we did that interview. I call it my legacy journal. and it's really intended for my kids.
Right.
And so what I did, I went out and bought this book at, we have these things, stores called Five Below, Five Below, or
Yeah.
something like it's $5, only $5. I went out and bought this book. How does that make, can you read that? Is that backwards? 2000, it says 2,000 questions about yourself, about me. And literally there's 2,000 prompts. What makes you anxious? What was your first car? Questions. Okay. Now what I did was I take those and I write the question in there, and then I answer the question. And it's really a personal insight to myself, but it's not for me. It's for my kids. So when my kids, long after I'm gone, or maybe who knows, they'll be able to pick that book up and say, I never knew Dad was, what made him nervous, what made him anxious, how he dealt with controversy, how he dealt with conflict. All that stuff I put in there. Because, with your kids, you don't always sit down and they don't always ask, well, Dad, what's in your heart about, how do you deal with this, or how do you do it? They might remember how you reacted, but they might not know what's really gone on inside me. And so I'm hoping that they'll know their father even more after I'm gone. And not that I'd like them to know that now, but it doesn't allow me to do that in daily life, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They see it in action, but they don't. So that's what I'm doing that for my kids, if they can read cursive. Luckily, my kids can all read cursive, okay?
Good thing. Yeah.
My grandkids might not. Once I get them, they might only be able to read printing, but,
So
I refuse to print. I used to print a long time ago, but now since I've written in cursive, I just can't. It's the way I write.
okay, so before we go, let me ask you this: are you open for any new pen pals?
Oh yeah, I'm open. I'm
Okay,
definitely
well,
open for pen pals.
If
I can
you want a
I
pen
can keep.
pal, he's open. Tony's open.
Yeah, that's right. So if you're interested in having a letter and being a correspondent, not just getting a letter, I don't mind sending a letter if it's something special.
Yeah.
You need it, whatever. But if you're wanting a correspondent, Larry, comment to Larry. Larry can send you my address. I'll be happy to write you. And really, I think if you've never done it before, try it. Just try a little bit. You might just be shocked how much you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right, Larry?
Yep. Now, in my group, Larry's Fountain Pen Pals, if you're needing a pen pal, ask somebody in the group. Throw it out there. I'm needing a pen pal. And you may not get anybody to answer. If you're having any problems getting a pen pal, well, check me out. Get a hold of me. Say, Larry, I can't find a pen pal. I'll get you some pen pals. Yeah.
There you go.
There's always somebody that wants to write.
And I encourage you, Larry, to invite all of them to the next time we do one of these, and to a Zoom, when we're going to invite some other people in, and we're going to talk about this hobby and what we can do to.
And I'll do that right now. Okay, folks, listen up. We're going to be doing next week. I'll know the date and time after I get with Tony later, and we're going to open this up to the pen pals and journals people, and invite you all to attend this Zoom hangout. So it's going to be able to meet Tony and myself, and you can interact with us and ask us questions, and maybe we can help you on your journey writing letters, because we want to keep the letters alive. We want to keep that.
Yeah,
that's really important.
We do. We do.
I hate to see it go. Maybe after I'm gone and stuff, who knows? But as long as there's one person left among us that can pick up a piece of paper and a pen and write, we still got it going. So
we definitely.
What do you think, Tony?
I think you said it perfectly, Larry. I think what we need to do is just, we reach out there, and if you're interested, if Larry's gracious enough to put a Zoom meetup together for pen pals, for people interested in writing letters, people that are interested in journaling, I would love to be part of this. I'm not an expert on anything. Again, I want to claim that I'm just a guy who loves to write. We'll be, and if you want suggestions on handwriting, I'll be happy to pass on my limited expertise on that, very limited. And you know, but I think between Larry and I, we'd love to interact with a bunch of people and have them part of this meetup, and maybe we can, like you said, increase the amount of people utilizing. And again, if you don't write with a fountain pen, doesn't mean you can't write a letter. You've got to, whatever you want to write a letter with,
Right.
ballpoint. I have
Crayola.
pen pals that just type a letter because they can't write. Their hands are messed up for whatever reason. They had to type a letter. That's perfectly fine. It is, you know, writing with a fountain pen to me is the ultimate. You know, what makes it even more special. But everyone's different, and you don't have to have a fancy pen. You don't have to have a fountain pen at all. You can write with a roller ballpoint, type it, crayon. I don't care.
Whatever turns your fancy. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
just have fun doing it. Creative.
Right.
It's all about you. You know, it's not about, you know, am I going to write this good enough for Larry? Is he going to like this? What I say? It's all about you. You create your letter to Tony. Okay.
Exactly.
And then we're going to give you our thoughts, and we're going to feed off your letter, and we're going to answer, and then tell you a little bit about us, and we all can get wacko. What do you say?
That's it. I think you said it all right there. You set this thing up, Larry. We'll do it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, I'll get back with you this week, and we'll set a date and time, and we're going to do it.
That sounds great. I appreciate you having me on, Larry. Really, Mr. Announcer.
We always have a good time, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. If we could do this virtuality, you're playing here, and I'm playing here, and Mr. Announcer's playing here. We have to do like they do, like some of these.
We can do if you can somehow make it sync. I think we can make it work. Yeah, for sure.
That would be awesome. I think our viewers would freak out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
These brothers can jam. Hell yeah.
Well, you know, I think, you know, Jake can fire that thing up, and you guys could do a little deal over there, and I'll sing on my end, and we'll make it work.
Okay, well, we're gonna shut this thing down because
it's
cubby time right now. All right, my friend, good talking to you, and I'll be texting you soon and get that thing started.
Sounds good, buddy. Take care. Thanks again.
Take care. Peace, love all. Pink pals, rock!